Malaysia has been at the forefront of many developments in industry due to the government's commitment to the sector, which extends to this day, as illustrated by the launch of Malaysia International Islamic Financial Centre. The government is indeed committed in making Malaysia a global leader in the sector. Considering Malaysia's sound regulatory structure and stable track record in Islamic finance, the country should naturally attract major Islamic financial services players. In a recent concluded Asia-Europe meeting in Beijing last month, the leaders have pledged to undertake effective and comprehensive reform of the international monetary and financial systems. After almost 64 years, there is a general consensus among world leaders that there is a need for Bretton Woods II, a need to chart out how to regulate the financial system and global money markets. In this respect, I'm happy to note that the United Nations has set up a high-level task force chaired by Nobel Prize winner Dr. Joseph Stiglitz to examine possible reform of the global financial system, including the IMF and the World Bank. I'm delighted to note that two distinguished Malaysians, the Governor of our Central Bank, Tan Sri Dr. Zeti, and Dr. Jomo Sundram, have been appointed as members of the task force. We should be proud that our effort in calling for the global financial reform has finally been acknowledged by the world body. So far, the SC has granted licenses to several leading firms. The principal group of the US in its joint venture with CIMB, DBS in joint venture with Huang, and Kuwait Finance House. I am pleased to announce that 2 additional licenses have been awarded to India's leading fund management company, Reliance Capital Asset Management, and Kuwait-based Global Investment House. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to elaborate on some general work plans to position and reposition Islamic banking and finance. First and foremost, the Islamic finance industry is still too small compared to the size of its potential market, with over 1 billion Muslims worldwide, which is yet to be fully exploited. One of the key impediments to the growth of Islamic finance is the lack of awareness among the public on Islamic alternative modes of banking, insurance, and investments. The industry must continuously engage and educate the general public in order to address this problem. Second, the Islamic finance requires further research and study. These courses should be carried out at all levels and should involve regulators, practitioners, as well as academicians. On this note, the organizers should be credited for organizing this conference, which hopefully would further enhance the understanding on this subject matter. Third, investment in human capital must be further improved. The lack of knowledge in Islamic finance is strongly related to the shortage of qualified experts. Hence, this has in fact affected the innovation of new products and services in the country. There is also an urgent need to create greater awareness on Islamic finance among market participants through research, education, and training. Fourth, integrity, credibility, and competency are the key success factors in developing the Sharia framework and governance. Despite divergence of Sharia rulings, it should not be an impediment as long as they are backed by sound arguments and recognized legal methodologies. Any particular areas of divergence that are of serious concerns should be revisited and reviewed in order to come up with better and more acceptable solutions. Fifth, the legal and regulatory framework should also be resilient and facilitative. Despite dispute resolution mechanism should also be more accommodative to the application of Islamic legal rules and methods in order to avoid embarrassment to Islamic banking cases as a result of incoherent and anomalous legal judgments. And finally, other issues related to regulations and supervisions should also be equally and adequately addressed so as to bring our Islamic banks and financial institutions at par with international standards. To meet these challenges, new supervisory and regulatory procedures must be developed and modifications must be done to the existing structures or procedures. Despite or since the banking sector is highly regulated, any modification must be made with extreme care, as a failure of an Islamic bank could undermine the depositors' and investors' confidence and could lead to a crisis in the whole financial system, just like we have seen happening currently in the conventional financial market. I hope the international and intellectual discourses in this KLIF 2008 will be beneficial and instrumental in enhancing the knowledge and skills among the market players in Islamic finance. With the lafaz, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, I now officially open this conference. Thank you.